Olá, o meu nome é Farras.
E o meu nome é Diera, da aula de cultura portuguesa.
Hoje vamos apresentar sobre a lenda do milagre das rosas, que é popular em Portugal. Vamos!
Vamos!
The Miracle of the Roses tells the story of the late Queen Consort of Portugal, Rainha Santa Elizabeth or Elizabeth of Aragon. She was born in Zaragoza in 1271 to Infante Peter, who later became King Peter III of Aragon and Constance of Sicily. At the age of 17, after being engaged for nearly 7 years, she was married to King Denis of Portugal. Elizabeth is known for her selflessness to help the poor who couldn't afford meals to survive. She is known as a saint due to her religious practices and kind-heartedness. However, the nicer she became, the more suspicious her husband became.
13th century Portugal had been struggling with lacking resources in terms of sustenance, and agricultural reforms had not given any results, thus making the majority of the population still caged by poverty and misery. During that hard time, civilians would usually gather in front of the castle of Leiria, residence of the king and the queen of Portugal, to receive bread distributed by the Saint Queen. On the other hand, displeased by his wife's habit of giving to the poor, the king decided to forbid any forms of help from the castle, and ordered the peasants to find a place somewhere else.
Conflicted with a need to help the needy, Queen Elizabeth knew she couldn't go against the rules of her husband, moreover as the king. She acknowledged that her throne as the queen could have done more to ensure the civilians' welfare, but how was she going to keep helping them? The Saint Queen, with her strong faith, decided to hide loaves of bread under her royal mantle before heading out for daily outings. However, one day, the king grew suspicious of his wife, and so as she left the castle, His Majesty followed out to confront her.
"My wife, what are you carrying there?" he asked in an accusing tone. Elizabeth, startled by his appearance, argued that it was roses from her garden that she was carrying. Unconvinced by her, His Majesty asked again, "What are you carrying there under your mantle?" Elizabeth tried once again convincing her husband that it was just her roses. "Roses, my lord, roses," she cried out. Knowing her husband, Elizabeth knew she was caught and there was no way out unless she unwrapped her mantle. So she unfurled her coat, ready to face the consequences, only to find out it was a bundle of roses sitting miraculously on her lap.
The king was surprised by what just happened in front of him. All his accusations were answered. His Majesty later apologized and started to believe that his wife was not one to go against his will. The people around her knew all along that it was all bread she was tucking, but they were more than surprised by the roses that showed up. This legend became a popular folktale in Portugal, proving that kindness will help you in any sort of way at the most unexpected time.
Obrigada a todos!